Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happening Show, this on a Sunday with your host Ram. And well, as far as this Cricket Happening Show is concerned, as you said, yesterday I did a preview of 3 matches on my late night cricket show. Now I'm out with the results of the 3 matches that were played. The first match that we will go by the way the time goes. So there are 3 matches, so I will start off with the first match that got over. That happened at SCG at the Sydney Cricket Ground, where Australia have taken the T20 series. As I said, that was the decider, and Australia are the proud victors. In fact, Australia are the proud victors of the T20 International Series by winning the T20 series by 2-1. So that is one match that I will be talking about. It was a day-night encounter played at the Sydney Cricket Ground. The second result that I would be liking to cover, second is not a result I would say, because second was the start of the first test of the series between red-hot favourites Pakistan. And when I say red-hot favourites, you would know why I said that, because Pakistan have finished on a commanding score at close of play on the first day of the first test match here at the Shehzad Stadium here in Abu Dhabi, and they were the ones who won the toss, and they posted 269 for 1 at close of play, with Mohammad Hafiz and Shehzad putting up the best partnership as far as the opening pair is concerned for Pakistan, after a gap of 14 years when they put on 178 runs for the first wicket, with Mohammad Hafiz definitely missing his century out for 96, with Shehzad remaining unbeaten on an unbeaten 126, his third test century in his short 8 test international career. And then that was the situation. The New Zealand bowlers really had to toil hard, and Pakistan, as I said, having a commanding presence there with 269 for 1 posted at close of play on the first day of this first test match between Pakistan and New Zealand. Now the other match that just finished right now is the third one-day match between Sri Lanka and India once again showing their dominating presence as far as this one-day international series is concerned, whether it is the bat, ball or the field, as they once again had a very easy victory over Sri Lanka to take a winning lead in the 5-match one-day international series at 3-0. India winning the match by 6 wickets. And 2 things that happened in this particular match was that Shikhar Dhawan definitely missed the century. He was out for 91, but in doing so, what Shikhar Dhawan did is he went on to become the fastest Indian to the 2000 run mark, and one more record for the Indian captain Virat Kohli, who made 53, when he went on to be the fastest player in the history of international cricket to reach 6,000 runs pretty quickly. So what a player. So I'm going to talk about 3 matches. But first let me start off with the match between Australia and South Africa, the third and final T20 match which was played, and let's see what really panned out there at the SCG. And as you know, dear fans and subscribers, I wouldn't be able to go on to a very detailed cricket report, but definitely I'll be touching on the salient features of the game as far as these 3 matches are concerned, because I have to really incorporate 3 matches into my YouTube happening show today. Well, South Africans were the ones who actually batted first, and South Africa were restricted. I said that was good bowling. In fact, South Africa, if you look at the score, they posted 145 for 6 of their 20 overs. But looking at the way South Africans started, one would have not expected. In fact, the bowlers came for a bit of a tap, not a lot of tap, but because Quinton de Kock, the opener, and Reza Hendricks, who had been failing in the first 2 matches, definitely came good, and they cracked 75 in 8.4 overs, so to give a very good start for the South Africans. But unfortunately, I thought the South Africans couldn't really capitalize on that. Quinton de Kock making an attractive 48 of 27 deliveries with 5 fours and 2 sixes. Reza Hendricks contributing a very well made 49 of 48 deliveries with 5 fours. Really Rusu missed out. He was out for 4. David Miller was the one who actually gave the final thrust to the innings to take the South African score to 145 for 6 of 20 overs by contributing an unbeaten 34 of 26 balls with 3 fours. Behadin was out for 1, Dumini was out for 2, Rees was out for 0, and Peterson was not out on 4. So 145 for 6 was the score. And as far as the bowling, as far as the Australians were concerned, Dougie Bollinger, 4 overs, no maiden, 1 for 28. Maxwell, 4 overs, none for 24. James Faulkner was the pick of the bowlers today, bowling 4 overs and conceding only 28 runs. But picking up 3 wickets. So that was very important. As I said, the South Africans were looking like really careening along at 75 for no loss in the 9th over. And then if you look at the score, after realizing 75 runs, I thought the Australian bowlers really came back hard and saw to it that they restricted South Africa, and they did it in fine fashion to keep them at 145 for 6. So Faulkner 3 wickets for 28 runs. Sean Abbott bowled 1 over for 14. Cameron Boyce 3 overs, no maiden, 1 for 26. And Patrick Cummins 4 overs, no maiden, 1 for 23. As far as the Australian innings were concerned, they were chasing 146 for victory. Well, it was not, I wouldn't say it was an easy victory for Australia. They really had to work it out. In fact, the openers put on 40 with Arrow and Finch screeching along at some very good pace to make 33 of just 25 deliveries with 2 4s and 2 6s. And he was the one who was, I mean, if you look at the partnership, they added 40 runs in 4.4 overs. So in 28 balls, 40 runs were added, out of which the lion's share was Aaron Finch, who had contributed 33. Ben Denk was a passive partner. In fact, Aaron Finch made 33 of 25 balls with 2 4s and 2 6s. Ben Denk was out for 14 of 8 balls with 1 6. And then suddenly there was a real turnaround as Australia lost 2 wickets in the form of Shane Watson for 5 and Nick Maddinson for 4. And then it was Maxwell and Cameron White at the crease. And when Maxwell and Cameron White were at the crease, the score was 62 for 4 when Maxwell and Cameron White were at the crease. They pushed on the score to the 100 mark with Maxwell making 23 of 15 balls with 2 4s and 1 6. Cameron White was the stabilizing force at the other end, really I would say really holding up the Australian innings there. But Glenn Maxwell, I thought, under the circumstances, he could have probably shown a bit of maturity, but he actually tried to mow Peterson, and he was caught by Reza Hendricks for 23 of 15 balls with 2 4s and 1 6, which really brought some pressure on the Australian innings, even though Cameron White was at the crease. Suddenly, there was a real dawdle for the Australians after Maxwell's wicket, as they started losing wickets with Faulkner caught Miller bowled DeLonghi for 9. Patrick Cummins was caught and bowled by the Weasley off spinner for 3, and Sean Abbott was LBW to his namesake, the other Abbott of South Africa for 5. But Cameron White being there in the middle really held up things, and Cameron White saw to it that he would take Australia over the finishing line with an unbeaten 41 of just 31 deliveries with 4 4s and 1 6, keeping his calm under pressure there, Cameron White. Cameron Boyce was not out on 1, and finally the Australia actually getting to victory in the penultimate ball of the innings at 146 for 8. As far as the bowling was concerned, Kyle Abbott bowled 3.5 overs, no maiden, 1 for 20. Longe bowled 4 overs, 1 for 34. Wayne Parnell was very costly. He was really taken for runs today. 4 overs cost him 43 runs. Wiese I thought he bowled well, the run-arm off spin. In fact, Wiese and Peterson were the ones who really gave a bit of a headache for the Australians. But I thought Cameron White, with a very calm presence, really guided them through. David Wiese 4 overs, no maiden, 3 for 21, and Robin Peterson bowling 4 overs, no maiden, 28 runs and 3 wickets. Australia closing the 3-match series 2-1 against the South Africans. The player of the match went to Cameron White, and the player of the series went to the all-rounder James Faulkner. So that is as far as that match is concerned. Now the other match that we are going to talk about, I'm taking you down to the Shehzad Stadium here in Abu Dhabi to see what happened in the start of the first test match between Pakistan and New Zealand. It was Pakistan who actually had the luck with the toss, Misbah-ul-Haq, and the openers Mohammad Hafiz and Ahmed Shehzad strided in to open the innings. And initially, if you look at it, let me just talk about it. Pakistan posted 269 for 1. Mohammad Hafiz and Ahmed Shehzad, initially I thought Trent Boult and Tim Southee were bowling in the right areas. They were getting some sort of a movement on the pitch there from the Shehzad Stadium, Abu Dhabi pitch. But Mohammad Hafiz and Ahmed Shehzad, probably a bit of a struggle, not a long struggle, but it was probably a bit of a struggle. But once they got over that, it was very good to see Ahmed Shehzad stroking the ball freely, and Mohammad Hafiz also doing the same. But Ahmed Shehzad, well, he would really thank his stars, even though that was a wonderful innings. It was a very neatly crafted innings from Ahmed Shehzad. One really would have felt that Ahmed Shehzad, New Zealand, I'm sure, Watling, the wicketkeeper, would have been really miffed with himself, because he fumbled a straightforward stumping chance as Ahmed Shehzad came down the wicket to Mark Craig, the run-arm spinner. It was early on in the innings, and it was not neatly collected by Brian Watling, BJ Watling, the wicketkeeper, who actually fumbled the stumping, and that stumping proved pretty costly, as after that Ahmed Shehzad played some wonderful strokes. Mohammad Hafiz started matching him stroke for stroke, also driving, cutting, and Mohammad Hafiz, as you know, is a good player of spin, using his feet beautifully to the spinners Mark Craig and the leg spinner Isholi. I thought bowled some good deliveries to Ahmed Shehzad to worry him a bit. But Ahmed Shehzad, I thought, was very confidence personified. As I said, this is what success does to you. So Pakistan, as you know, after tasting success against Australia, huge success against Australia, this is what it does for you. It really boosts your confidence, and that was really seen as Mohammad Hafiz and Ahmed Shehzad matching each other stroke for stroke, trying to overpower the other, went on to post the highest opening partnership in a span of almost 14 years for Pakistan, as they posted 178 runs for the first wicket, with Mohammad Hafiz and Ahmed Shehzad going on in real merry fashion there. But finally, Mohammad Hafiz definitely probably looking pretty good to reach his test century after quite a long time, fell into the hands of Anderson. Anderson got a ball which Mohammad Hafiz popped it up. In fact, he just spooned the catch to Anderson, who took it gleefully, and Mohammad Hafiz was walking back to the pavilion. Caught and bowled Anderson for 96 with 10 fours, and that was a solitary reward that New Zealand bowlers had throughout the whole day on the first day. After that, Ahmed Shehzad was there. The crease was joined in by none other than the technically proficient batsman from Pakistan, Azhar Ali, the youngster, and he and Ahmed Shehzad, as you know, Azhar Ali, he really plays in his own way. He had that luxury of really defending well, and he really, as you know, he's also in some good form, as he showed against Australia. And both of them, Ahmed Shehzad, as I said, was really blossoming after that fumble that BJ Watling had. He really took a full measure of it, and he cracked and he finished on an unbeaten 126 runs at close of play, with 14 neatly hit boundaries. Azhar Ali also on a very solid unbeaten 46 with 3 fours, and from a score of 178, one more second wicket partnership, an unbeaten partnership at that, which almost finished at, I thought it was 91 run partnership, which is an unbeaten one for the second wicket. And at close of play, Pakistan closing at 269 for 1, and Ahmed Shehzad, as I said, getting on to his third test century of his short 8-test international career. And Ahmed Shehzad is a real player for the future for Pakistan. Probably penciled his name as an opener now. And as far as the bowling for New Zealand were concerned, it was pretty tough time for them. Trent bowled 16 overs, 4 maidens, none for 38. Tim Southee, 15 overs, 2 maidens, none for 40. I thought they bowled well in the morning session. Mark Craig, the off-spinner, 17 overs, 1 maiden, none for 59. Ishodi was looking good, 23 overs, 5 maidens, none for 68. Corey Anderson, 7 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 31. Nisham bowled 10 overs for 28. Brendan Mcklem, 5 overs, 1 maiden, none for 6. And this is what, as I said, Pakistan posting a commanding score of 269 for 1 on the first day of this test series against New Zealand at the Shehzad Stadium here in Abu Dhabi. It was pretty hot, and for New Zealand to really adjust to the heat was really taking a bit of real doing there for New Zealand. Now let's leave on from here as far as the test match is concerned and head on to India. We are heading down to Hyderabad at the Rajiv Gandhi International Open Stadium in Hyderabad, where the third match of the one-day international series was being played between Sri Lanka and India. The pressure was definitely on Sri Lanka, as I said, but once again Sri Lanka, they didn't have a good start. They really struggled with once again Umesh Yadav producing a real pearler of a delivery to Kushal Perera to get him early for 4. After that, Kumar Sangakkara, what a delivery from Umesh Yadav, pitching on the middle stump, hitting the same, the ball moving away. Sangakkara was absolutely onto it because he was already sucked into it, and Ravichandran Ashwin in the slips had pulsed the catch, and Sangakkara was walking for a first ball duck there, and the Sri Lankan innings were looking real ragged at 7 for 2 after even winning the toss and electing to bat first. After that, Sangakkara was there. Sangakkara was gone, and Mahela Jayawardene joined Tilkatne Dilshan. And once, in fact, I wouldn't say even Mahela Jayawardene and Dilshan had a real repair job to do from 7 for 2. Well, they definitely repaired the early damage, but they really had to be pretty watchful early on with Umesh Yadav and Dhaval Kulkarni. Umesh Yadav in particular posing a lot of problems. Ishan Sharma was absolutely on the money, and things were going pretty well. And suddenly, after that, slowly Mahela Jayawardene started showing his experience as he slowly started unveiling some beautiful boundaries that he is known for his elegance. Dilshan also started stroking the ball well, and suddenly the partnership was really building up. As I said, the repair job was done perfectly with a 105-run partnership for the 3rd wicket using Tilakatne Dilshan and Mahela Jayawardene. And finally, Raidu was the one who actually picked up the wicket of Dilshan. Dilshan, after contributing 53 of 80 balls with 7 fours, was a goner. And then Mahela Jayawardene was joined in by Angelo Matthews. But that was the time when Mahela Jayawardene and Angelo Matthews was there. That was the time the batting power play was taken. And in the batting power play, Akshar Patel really threw a real spanner into the works of the Sri Lankan innings, because from 112 for 3, he had them at 154 for 6. The batting power play, which probably Sri Lanka thought that they could get some runs, really backfired as Angelo Matthews was the first to go. He was sucked in by beautiful delivery from Akshar Patel as he played early. Matthews was gone, caught coolie ball Patel for 10. Ashan Priyanjan was really tested by Akshar Patel for the first 4 deliveries, and then Ashan Priyanjan thought that the only way to deal with Patel was to heave him. Well, he definitely heaved him, but he heaved him only as far as Yadav is concerned in the deep, and he was gone for 2. Akshar Patel and then also took up the wicket of Chaturanga de Silva by dismissing for 2, and Akshar Patel had taken 3 wickets, and Sri Lanka were again from a position where Dilshan and Jayawardene had actually done a repair job. The score plummeted to 154 for 6, and then it became 158 for 7 when Tisra Perera was a victim of Yadav, and then it was all left to Mahela Jayawardene along with Sekuge Prasanna, and Mahela Jayawardene definitely played a wonderful knock, notching up his 17th one-day international ton by scoring 118 runs with 12 fours and 1 6. And then Ravichandran Ashwin was the one who actually picked up his wicket by having him stumped by Ridhiman Saha behind the stumps. Sekuge Prasanna contributed 29 of 32 balls, 2 fours and 1 6. Kulashekara was out for 7. Gamage was not out of naught. And the Sri Lankan innings, once again, from a position that they could have actually got up a big score, everything turned in favor of India, and Sri Lanka once again could post only a decent total, I would say, of 240. They were all out for 242. Because of the lack of YouTube time, I'm going to really rush through now. Umesh Yadav, as I said, he has been bowling superbly. 9 overs, no maiden, 53 runs and 4 wickets. And Akshar Patel, 10 overs, 1 maiden, 40 runs and 3 wickets. I'm not going to go into the other bowlers because of short of time here as far as the Indian innings were concerned. While India, if you look at the Indian scorecard there, they won the match by 6 wickets. Just talking about the salient features, Ajinkya Rahane started off. In fact, Ajinkya Rahane and Shikhar Dhawan put on a real quick partnership of 62 runs for the first wicket. Ajinkya Rahane contributing 31 of 47 balls with 5 fours. Shikhar Dhawan missing up onto his century but playing superbly, looking very I would say looking very confident in his stroke making. But Shikhar Dhawan unfortunately couldn't get to his century. He made 91 of 79 balls with 8 fours and 1 6. Ambati Raidu making an impressive 35 46 balls with 3 fours before being run out. And then Virat Kohli going on to make 53 runs, looking very good. One of the sixes that he hit was a real treat to watch. He contributed 53 of 61 balls with 4 fours and 1 6, becoming a victim of Dilshan. But Virat Kohli, as I said, now holds the record for the fastest 6,000 runs in Test cricket, ahead of the great Sir Isaac Wing and Alexander Richards and of West Indies. And Shikhar Dhawan became the fastest Indian to get to the 2,000 run mark, as he scored 91 of 79 balls with 8 fours and 1 6. Suresh Raina was not out on 18 of 23 balls with 1 6. Ridhiman Saha was the one who hit the winning runs, not out on 6 with 1 4. And India had gone on to a 3-0 series victory over Sri Lanka with a 6-wicket win. The bowling, Kulashekara, 6 overs, no maiden, none for 37. I won't be going into the bowling figures today, unfortunately, but I'll tell you the wickets were claimed by Kulashekara, Dilshan, and I thought it was one more wicket was claimed by Tisra Pereira. So I'm not going into the bowling figures today, unfortunately. And Mahela Jayawardene, even though Sri Lanka lost the match, I thought it was only fitting that Mahela Jayawardene got the man of the match. Well, dear fans, subscribers, I thought it's probably a 21 minutes YouTube broadcast. Hope you all liked it. As I said, there were 3 matches, so I had to really put up a real summary there in front of you. Hope you all liked it, dear fans and subscribers. Thanks for your continued company to this Cricket Happening show. This is your host Ram on a Sunday on this Cricket Happening show, saying goodbye to you all, but promising you that I'll be back with the second day's play between the Pakistan and New Zealand at Abu Dhabi, and we'll also be catching up with some cricket news if at all we have some. Probably the announcement is going to be made as far as the India squad, which is going to be touring Australia. It's pretty interesting to note what is going to come up. So if at all that comes up, I'll definitely do a review of the team that India is going to be selecting to tour Australia. Well, dear fans, subscribers, that really sums up my Cricket Happening show for today. Thanks for your superb support and tremendous company to your Cricket Happening show. Your host Ram would like to say goodbye. Thank you.